Hi, we're here with Jess Richter at the former farmhouse of Udo and Trudy Kruger, and this is just a few miles east of Nokomis. I understand this house has been abandoned since probably the early 1990s. So Jess is an artist out of Regina, Saskatchewan, and she's originally from Nokomis. I've known her for a lot of years, but haven't seen her for a long time. So anyways, Jess, I'm kind of curious, in all the years since I've seen you, can you kind of fill us in on the trajectory of your artist career?
Sure. Well, I wanted to go to law school. And then when I was taking a couple years out at Briarcrest College to figure out what I wanted to do, and I was taking correspondence art lessons with E. Marshall, who's out from the Stevens area. And they came in today. It was nice to see them. And so I was like, well, I'm not really sure on the law school thing. Like, maybe I'll see how these correspondence lessons go. And I really enjoyed them. And so I was like, yeah, okay, I'm going to go to art school instead of law school. And bless my parents, they never expressed any doubt. They were always like, okay. I think they're a little bit scared, but yeah, so I did my BFA at the University of Regina. And I started working at the Art Gallery of Regina, which was a great step for me.
Mackenzie?
No, not that one. We're a small civic gallery.
Oh, okay.
I do love it though. And so I started working there. Then I applied for my master's degree at the U of R and finished up there. So it's just been kind of a grind of you apply for things, you get some, you don't get others, and you just keep going and going. So this is just something I decided I wanted to do, and I'm really glad I got the opportunity to do it.
That sounds good. I'm curious as to how you would ever have decided to, whatever sparked your interest in using a house as a canvas, and what kind of challenges, what kind of issues might you have come up with?
So I was really lucky, and I got to do a mentorship through an organization called Carpac, and they're kind of like an artist copyright collective. And so there's an artist called Heather Benning, and she did a thing where she did a giant installation in an old farmhouse and made it look like a giant dollhouse. And this is probably, I think this was 2013, and so I thought that was really interesting. And when I was kind of finishing up my MFA, I was working really small scale, kind of building replicas of my grandparents' farmhouse. And I was like, I would love to do this so much bigger. And then I had a studio visit with Heather as part of the Carpac thing, and she was like, have you considered doing this? She's like, I think you should. And I was like, I don't know, maybe. And then one day I was like, yes, I should do this. But if you haven't noticed, that's the theme in my life, where I just decide one day I'm going to do a thing, then I end up doing it. There's not a lot of foreplanning, so I'm just like, yes. So Heather actually mentored me through the process, and my dad Roland has helped out a ton. Like, he built the deck out there. He's really been like my creative partner in all this. My partner Alex has helped. So it's really been a big group effort in getting all this all done. My mom painted this on Mother's Day weekend. Thank you, Mom. Oh, yeah. But I would say the biggest challenge was figuring out how to translate my ideas from a small scale to a large scale. And initially I got really caught up in making lots of small sketches, and finally I was like, this is not working. I just have to go for it. And so I just started painting on the wall to get all the figures on, and that was the best way to do it. And kind of once I overcame that block of being a little bit too precious about it, then everything started to kind of like fall into place. The cleaning was the easy thing, because that was like mindless, simple work, even though it was hard work, but definitely kind of getting myself from small scale to large scale and kind of getting over my own brain was the hardest part.
Yeah, I can only imagine some of the challenges, but I can, as a writer, I can kind of understand where you're coming from. If you don't, like, you can think about it forever, but if you don't just do it, you don't just start into it, then it might never happen.
That's exactly right. And I was putting off all the wall painting for a really long time because I wasn't sure, and finally I was just like, I do just have to do it, or it's never going to get done. And that is the way it is. So
one thing that like you've alluded to in interviews before, or articles that I read, that it's actually a very dark, the theme is very dark, and it seems to me throughout my life, whenever I've heard or read or seen anything of German, people with German ancestry, the subject of their family's involvement or their interactions or whatever it might have been with Nazi Germany, the subject always seems to be sort of verboten.
Yeah.
You know, nobody likes to speak about it,
Mm-hmm.
and so I'm curious as to how it was that you decided to take this subject, take it on head on.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I think, and I think the one thing I always remember is if I was living in Germany, I don't know if I'd be making the same art because they do talk about it over there so much. And I think probably one of the reasons why it is more difficult for, I think, German Canadian immigrants to talk about it over here was when people came over after the war, immigrating here from Germany, they'd just been at war with Canada, and there were so many people, so many veterans in Canada that had been damaged in the war and had seen horrible things. They'd just gone through War II, and so, I think there was this idea that we'll just stay quiet because we're Canadian now, we're Canadians, and it's like, that's what we are now. And, I think that's like an interesting way to survive and cope, and, I think that's just the way it is sometimes. You don't always talk about things, but, my grandma didn't talk a lot about it, and that's totally fair. I don't know if I'd want to either. And, my grandparents were just ordinary people. They weren't Nazis or anything. They were just, people like you or I. And I remember she did a painting of her wartime experiences of being a refugee. And it hung over the living room, over the television in their farmhouse. And that was kind of the first time I'd seen our family history painted. And that really meant a lot to me to think about how you could explore a really difficult subject, something really complicated, and express it through art. And I think that actually art's a great way to do that because
in one snapshot.
Yeah, like the human experience is so nuanced and it's so not black and white that I think art is a great way to explore really tough subjects like that because you can bring in that nuance and you can bring in a lot of empathy and care without kind of devolving into really one-sided response to it.
Yeah, that's very interesting. So I guess I have to commend you for taking on a project of this size, of this scope, and doing it very well. One last thing I'd like to, and this is just a sort of an observation. I think I know the answer. Again, as a writer, when I first put something out to the public, I die 1,000 deaths.
Yep.
because you're putting a piece of yourself out there,
For sure.
and you don't know how people are going to react. You don't know, like, is it good, is it bad, is it? And so I know exactly. I think I know exactly how you felt this morning when you put this project up here for people's scrutiny.
My mom made me eat something this morning because my stomach hurt so much. I was so anxious. And I was actually in here at 8 a.m. finishing a couple of things off because there's been mice in here, so I didn't want to bring in furniture or the bread or the bones until then. And so I was so nervous and my stomach hurt, and I was, because it's not just people, it's not just strangers, it's people I really care about, people I grew up with, people that, I want them to like what I'm doing because, it's this town has been such a big part of me, and it's the reason why I am who I am, and so I just want to do a good job for them. And so when the first wave of people came in, I was very nervous, and then people came up, they're like, this is great, this is beautiful, I love it, you worked so hard, because I can only see every single flaw right now, and
Right.
I'm sure you know that feeling. You're like,
exactly right.
could have done that sentence, like this could have been better, why did I put that there? So it's Matt finally had a sandwich, so felt better after the sandwich too.
So anyways, fantastic work. So I'd like a tour of the place.
Yes.
Can we do a segment on that?
Absolutely.
We'll
Okay.
see you in a minute.